Well, you've made it. Here we are at day 30, final day of our program, 30 Days to Natural Diabetes and High Blood Pressure Control. I'm Dr. David DeRose. I'm so glad you've stuck with it to this point, and our last presentation is called Sign Up for a Marathon. Now, if you just looked at the title, you said, wow, is this guy wanting me to run 26 miles? Well, there might be some value in that. Well, there might be some problems with it too, just depending on who you are. But my goal has nothing to do with you signing up for any kind of athletic event. Sign up for a marathon brings me back years ago to one of my very favorite stories when it comes to lifestyle change. It took place many years ago. I was a physician at a residential lifestyle change program. And there was a fellow that came to us. He wanted to lower his triglycerides. That's a form of blood fat that increases your risk from everything to serious abdominal problems like pancreatitis to cardiovascular diseases. So this fellow, we'll call him Jerry, had come to our facility, came from many miles, spent a lot of money to go through this live-in program for more than a couple of weeks, and he was really looking to see his triglycerides come down as a result of his lifestyle changes. When his final blood work came back and he sat down with his physician, who fortunately was not me, his physician had the unenviable task of mentioning to him that his triglycerides had actually not gone down. I think they'd actually gone up a little bit. And you can imagine what Jerry, as I heard the story, he stormed out of that exam room and was basically ready to pack his bags and just leave right then. Somehow his physician was able to get his attention and get him to slow down just long enough to plead with him to stick with the lifestyle program, not to give up, but to continue the program and see what happens. Well, to Jerry's credit, he did it. And he came back some months later. He had his triglycerides rechecked, and they had improved dramatically. So at first, it didn't look like there was much movement in the numbers. In fact, maybe going the wrong direction. But when Jerry stuck with that program over a number of months, his triglycerides came into line. I tell you the story on the last day of our program, perhaps for an obvious reason. Maybe I'll give you a little bit more context. We've got people throughout the country and even outside the country that are using our book, 30 Days to Natural Blood Pressure Control, as well as some of the videos we've been talking about. Actually, there's 4 videos, I've got them right here, that actually complement the book. And people use these videos and books in community programs. So we've got the one on spiritual health you've heard me talk about. We've got the one, Changing Bad Habits for Good. We've got this one, Listening to the Buffalo. All those are used in the series. And then kind of the cornerstone of the series is this Reversing Hypertension Naturally. So these are all presentations that I either give alone or in the case of the spiritual health one with one of my co-authors, Dr. Greg Steinke. And here's my point. People are using these resources, not just individually, but in community groups, and they'll send me results. And I'll look through the results. I'm thinking of a group from Canada that used our program. They sent me the results of people who went through the program. On average, it's something like a 15 or 20 point drop in systolic blood pressure over the course of 30 days, or give or take. Some will run the program in 4 weeks or 6 or 8 weeks. But here's my point. As I look through that list, there's some people whose numbers didn't move much. And the question always comes, who's better off? The person whose numbers dropped dramatically, quickly, or the person whose numbers didn't change much, but maybe they've got to be like Jerry and stick with the program for another month or 2 to see the full benefits? Sometimes I think the people that have to work at it harder are less likely to slip back. The folks in the world that say, oh, wow, I read Dr. DeRose's book, my blood pressure dropped 30 points, I can do that anytime. Go back to my old lifestyle. I watch these videos. Hey, my blood pressure came down 20 points. My blood sugars are down 100 points every morning. Hey, I could do that anytime. Go back to my normal lifestyle and then do DeRose's 30-day program in a year or 2 whenever I feel like it. That's really not the message. The message is sign up for a marathon. Yes, the deal was do this for 30 days, but I want you to think in terms of what's going to be different for the rest of your life. Okay? Think about that question and make a commitment to doing something different long term. Hey, it's been a great journey. Hopefully you've seen some good results, and hopefully you send those results to me. If you just fill out the material, you find it on the website, you'll be entered into our contest to win some of the $50 gift cards that we're giving out. I love to see you as one of our winners. Thank you for taking an interest in your health, and until next time, maybe another series, maybe an in-person visit, I'm Dr. David DeRose.